Hello, my name is May Duldalau, and I'm here with this week's hangout on Creative Abundance Now. And this week it's called Enjoy the Journey. This is episode 34, and I actually woke up a little late, so that's why we're starting later than usual. And we're going to make it quicker. And our topic today is continuation of last week. And if you want to know what last week was about, you can always check out my blog, which I'm going to put on the screen right now. And it's candoitblog.com. You can always check that out to see. However, we're doing something absolutely amazing today. And what we're doing is we're going to reprogram our brains. Specifically my brain. However, if you have similar thought patterns, it will reprogram yours. And if you don't, you can take what I do, copy it for your brain, so do something you want to do, and it will reprogram your brain. Now, reprogramming your brain requires repetition. It requires a lot of thinking because it creates new neurons in your brain, okay? So work with me, and you might just lose your job today. Now, I picked this topic because I actually do have a job, right? So I'm focusing on releasing my job. Now, I feel that I must have a need for this job. Like, I feel like it's important, required. I must feel secure with the job. If I don't have the job, I'll be like, oh my God, what am I going to do for money? It won't be something like that'll just come right away. I'll have to work for it, in a way that I've never done before. Well, actually, that's not true. I have not had jobs before. However, it's just not as regular, right? So I feel for me, I must have this need for a job that I have to release. Now, what about for you? Do you have a job and do you feel like you want to be free and you just have a need for it? Like, because actually our brains and our subconscious minds, they control everything in our life. So if you have something in your life, if something manifests in your life, it means that you feel like you need it and that you've made it happen. Because we are very powerful beings in that way. And we can make anything, everything in our life is made by us. Our circumstances, our house, our job, our family, our children, they're all created from our mind. Now, if you don't believe this, then this exercise, you probably won't do it because you just don't believe it to be true. Now, if you are at a state where you are in a job and you want to release it and get rid of it and you want to be free. Now, being free means that you get to do what you like without having a boss tell you, like in terms of a job, okay? In terms of a job, being free means you let go of your job, and now what do you have? If you don't know what you have, you cannot let go of your job. You understand this, right? Because you don't, it's like letting go and going into the unknown nowhere, which is scary. So you're going to keep your job, right? You have to visualize what it is that you want after you release your job, right? And then think about that all the time. And then releasing the job becomes easier, if you understand what I'm saying. So what do you want? What is the ideal lifestyle? I can only talk about me. However, you can listen to what I say and then you can modify it for you, or you could take it. I don't care. It's up for grabs. I'm not copywriting it. Okay. So, and the methods that I'm talking about, by the way, I've gathered these methods from a lot of different sources. One recent source that talks about the same thing is called The Laws of Success by Napoleon Hill. And it's in the chapter called Accurate Thinking, where it talks about concentrating on what it is that you really want to get it, okay? So that's one source. Another source is Dr. John Demartini, the book, what is it called? How to Make a Hell of a Profit and Still Go to Heaven. That book also has details of a process that I did last week, okay? So what is it that we want when we're going to be free, all right? Freedom is something that is kind of elusive and it's just what is it, does it mean, like, to me, I think of spring break from college or high school when you don't have to do anything. You don't have to go to class, you just have to make your own schedule, make your own time. What do you want to do? what I used to do a lot of during my breaks was I used to read. I love reading. Okay, I don't know. I've always been into reading. In the beginning, it was fiction, and then it became, now it's like nonfiction. I read nonfiction, like books like How to Make a Hell of a Profit and Still Go to Heaven, and things like that. Things about spirituality, things about how to reprogram your brain to create a larger life, and things like that. And when I have time off now, I tend to meditate, to read. So when I am free, I'm going to meditate, I'm going to exercise, and I'm going to read every day because I love doing those things. Yeah, I love exercise. All right. Recently, I've been going to the gym every day with my husband, and it's been a great new habit of ours. It was just figuring out what time to do it. We did it early in the morning, and that didn't last very long. So now we do it right after our jobs, and it goes really well. So now that we have the right time, we do it every day. I love surfing. So when I am free, my ideal picture of free, and I am free on the weekends, I'm free. Okay, so it's not like I never am free. All right, people are free. Maybe some people are not free. I know people who work every single day. Okay, I'm not one of them. All right, I used to be. So don't get me wrong. All right, I used to be a little bit. So ideal day for me would be waking up, going and exercising, like doing some stretching, maybe some kung fu again, and then after doing the stretching kung fu warm up thing, I would work out, whatever that would be for that morning. And then after that, I'd come back and I would drink my recovery drink or whatever I make to rejuvenate my body. And then I would meditate. Okay. After meditating, I would eat breakfast, and then I would be with my son and my husband, and we would probably play, go out, do something like that. However, I want to have a project running, and that would require a weekly meeting with my husband and my family to go over our family business. Okay, our family business would be projects to help the community and to expand our awareness to become more powerful as a family. Projects that I think of are, one that I found out is going right now is one where they supply school supplies for a school here that children are of families that don't have a lot of money, so they don't have school supplies, like their parents don't buy them school supplies. So what they do is they buy pencils and really practical things like the pencils, the notebooks, the backpacks, and all these things for all the kids so that they have school supplies so they can go to school and have supplies, right? And that's their project. And right now they're gathering all the supplies, and then there's this day where everyone meets and they put the supplies together, and then they give them to the children. But I think the teachers do. However, we just prepare everything. Okay. So that's one project going on right now that I just found out about. I'm not doing it actively. I just found out about it, and I want to become more involved. It's something I used to do a lot of. Is I used to do community projects, a lot of different kinds, and I'm really good at organizing community projects. It's just I haven't done it for a while, and I know why too. It's because I felt like I was always giving, and I didn't have anything for myself, so I repelled it after a while. Even though I'm very good at it, I repelled it because I felt like, why am I always giving everything away? What about me? I don't, and that was my problem. I didn't celebrate myself. So now I'm kind of holed up in a job, which I actually like because it kind of keeps me away from expanding out and doing things like this, right? And I don't want to just release my job and like quit. I want to release my job knowing that I'm making a lot of money in my life and I can release it and I don't need it for money anymore. And then I want to focus my skills and talents and all that on things that I do want to do. And one of the things that I do want to do is improve the community in any way that I can, especially homelessness and education are a big one, especially in Hawaii. We have a lot of homeless people everywhere. It's something that's a huge issue, and I don't know how many people actually focus. I I do know some I contribute to their charities. However, I want to get more involved, because when good people who are really, really into helping a community get involved, things happen. I know that. And if you know that in your heart, then you know what you want to do. Now, you might not be like me. Okay, I know that I want to do community projects, and I want to do that with my family. So and it's something that we can do as a family. Like if we're going to get school supplies, we can all go to the store together, buy them, and bring them, and we can all go help organize them together so that they can be given to the school. Even my little son Jordan, who's only 1, can help out, because we can bring him along and he can play and all that. And one of us can do it. One of us can speak to him and teach him about what we do. To me, that is a valuable thing to be doing with your child. Okay, so to me, this is something that I want to do. Okay. And of course, I'm not going to be doing projects all the time. I like to surf, I like to do things like that. So I'll probably work on learning to be a better surfer, having fun like that. So this is my ideal day, what I would like to do when I'm free. And the more I think about it, especially recently, and I've been going through a lot of different changes, the more that it becomes important that I get there, because I know that I'm capable of making a huge difference in the community. I just know I am, because I've done it before, and I just have stopped doing it because I had to go inside myself and see what was important to me. Now, what is important to you? I don't know what's important to you, right? You might be a musician. You might think that you need to become musically inclined, and you need to go out and you need to form a band, and you need to sing songs that enlighten the world and make the world a better place. That is a wonderful vision, by the way, if that's your vision. And I've had that vision in my head too, because a lot of visions from all over the world go through my head, right? And they may not be mine, right? And I know what mine is. What's yours? So this is the time when you need to think about it, because if you don't know what you want to do when you're free, leasing your job is not going to help, okay? Because you're going to get freaked out, scared, and you're going to get another job. I'm just telling you the truth. If you know what you want to do when you're free, and you can see it, and you're like, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to wake up, I'm going to eat my breakfast, I'm going to do this, that, and that's my ideal day. I'm going to kiss my baby, I'm going to do this, and you know, in your heart, you know that's what you want, then you're going to get it. However, if you're thinking about, just releasing your job, I don't like my boss, I got to get rid of this job, and you don't know what you want, you just know what you don't want, you're always going to have that you don't want. So that's the general premise. So focus. This is the easiest exercise, is just to focus, is to picture what you want. Okay, picture that ideal moment, that ideal day, and you feel it. Feel it inside you. Part of my ideal day will be being with my husband. Being with my husband, because I'm so in love with my husband, right? So having time with him, like a date. And I do that. We do that on Sundays. So on our free time, we do go on dates. So I would have more, spending time with each other, just enjoying each other's company, having more of those. So what is it that you want? Map out your day. That is just one exercise, okay? I'm going to go into the other one, which I started last week, and I'm going to finish it right now. We're going to see if we can get it done in 10 minutes. So let's see. Let me, first I'm going to go find it, open it, and then I'm going to share my screen with you. And I put it on a Word document. So let's take a look. And there we go. Found it. Okay, so I'm opening it up, and what I'm going to do is share the screen, and you can see what it is. And then you can do it too. Just copy the main steps, and then do it for your own. If you're releasing a job, you can do it for yourself as well. If you're releasing a different bad habit, because this is used for any type of bad habit to release it. Okay, let me share my screen now. Sharing screen, there it is. And there it is. Share. Okay, so now you should be able to see my screen. And here we go. So the step one is to write down the habit you're releasing. Mine is needing a boss and working someone else's money, business for money. So having a job, really, okay? I wrote it out in 2 parts. Just having a job, right? Having a job. I think I did that specifically because it's not like I don't want to do a job, like a work. It's just that I don't want to work for someone else doing their business for money, like a salary thing. I want to have my own business, my family business, where we make money as a family, and it's different. Okay. Okay, so list 150 benefits of having this bad habit. So for me, the bad habit is needing a boss and working someone else's business for money. So I guess I did define it pretty well. Okay, so what are 150 benefits of having a job, really? Okay, so I started it already. Getting a steady paycheck gives me security of mind. Having a boss releases responsibility from me to my boss. I can do another business instead of working hard to learn how to do my own, right? I can learn from successful people at my company. I have coworkers who keep me company. I have a reason to wake up early and be productive. I learn about banking and money. That's because my job is at a bank. I get to understand how big business operates. I get benefits like healthcare. I get a 401k. My child gets affordable healthcare. I can pay my rent with money. With the money, sorry. I can blame my work for the amount I get paid. I learn how to work with people. I learn to communicate better with people. So there are benefits to having this job. Okay? Otherwise, I wouldn't do it, if that makes sense to you. Everything that is in your life, you manifested, and you wouldn't do it if it didn't have benefits. Okay, so let's, sorry. So, to do 150 of these, you might be like, why? And the point is you have to reprogram your brain. So you have to do a lot of them. Repetition reprograms your brain. Benefits I get from having a job. I wake up at the same time every day. I have a schedule that I follow that makes me feel productive. I get a steady paycheck. I might have already said that, however, that's how we keep going. I can go to company parties. I can meet people who are interested in money and banking. I work with high net worth and high income clients. I learn about the money of high income clients. I learn about how to make large loans. I learn about how businesses are formed and how they, let's make this two. I learn about how businesses get loans for their startup capital. I learn about how to leverage your securities with lines of credit. I learn about mortgages, mortgage law. I learn the process of obtaining a mortgage. I learn how to have a profitable business. I work for a top company. We do charitable work. For example, this year we are preparing public schools. They have a backlog, so we're working on their backlog. It's very cool. I work with very professional people. I work with very high in society people. I learn how to give great customer service. I get feedback for my performance pretty much all the time. Pretty much all the time. I learn how to handle large amounts of money. 37. I learn about wiring money. I protect our clients' money from fraud attempts. Did that yesterday. Someone wanted to wire total fraud scam email. Crazy. I get to have access to my money in a banking system. I get to do my banking at my job. 41. Okay. I work out regularly right after work. I learn new skills. 43. I learn how a 401k works. 44. I make money with my 401k. 45. I give advice to people about money management. 46. I have my own desk. 47. I have AC. Big deal. It's a big deal. I have office supplies readily available. I can get reimbursed for my mileage. I have a short commute. My bosses are very humane, smart, and understanding. I am proud to be a part of the company. I feel that my company does a great service to the community. I feel grateful for Neil, one of my supervisors, for helping me with my life in terms of career. I feel grateful to Lorraine for helping me with my life. I feel grateful to Kurt and Shakura for helping me with my life. I feel grateful to a lot of people. I'm being what's his name? Someone else. Dory, Gloriki. So there's certain people that I feel grateful for that I met at my job, and that I feel that they, in their heart, have helped me the best that they could, and so I feel grateful to them, and I respect them. I respect the people that I work with. The thing is, I don't have a bad job. You know, some people complain about their job. I don't really complain about my job. I get free t-shirts. I was giving away free t-shirts. I get discounts on those. I get interest on my checking account. These are all benefits, man. Get free checks. Oh my goodness, 150 is a lot, man. Jeez. When did they make me do 150? I'm not even halfway there yet. Wait, am I halfway there? Not yet. Okay. I have regular hours. Only work 40 hours a week. I get 4 weeks paid vacation per year. The same paid vacation rocks. I can go to doctor's appointments during I know what I'm doing. I listen to audio books during my lunch hour. I walk to the beach during my lunch hour. I read my book during my break. I eat healthy breakfast. I bring I eat healthy lunch every day at work. This is because I pack my food and it's just very regular. It's become a very regular habit. 73. I feel secure in our building. 74. I have a great view from my desk. 75. I have a printer. I have a fax machine. This is important, man. I help people with their money. I learn about debit card. I learn about credit card benefits. Why not? What about credit card benefits? 82. I learn about loans. Learn about cash flow. I'm learning how to apply for credit and business loan center. I'm learning about what happens when you hire others to handle. I learn about how business owners partnerships grow their businesses. I learn about real estate investors buy their properties. I learn about restaurant owners expand business. I learn about an owner who hires partners with the wrong person. Bad things happen to their business. I learn about how property is escheated. I don't know how to write escheated to the government when it is unclaimed. Very interesting. learn about how to wire tax payment. And learn more efficient ways of copying documents. Learn how to write professional letters. By using practice for typing. I have a business card. I get parking privileges. Pay for it. Oh, I found another one. I have access to coffee online party. I have a future plan. I have people who need me. I have a definite benefit I have to plan anything to do my job well. I enjoy my work. I like to get my work. I get training to improve at what I do. Oh, getting there. See, the thing is, this is kind of a long process, and I'm going to have to stop now. However, it goes on. I'll show you all the steps. And step one, like I said, was figure out what habit you are releasing. Step two is list 150 benefits of having this habit. As you can see, it's kind of a process. However, you have to do it because you have to find out why you like what you have, your habit. Whether it's smoking, and in this case, it's having a job for me. Maybe for you, it's the same job. And if it's your job, it's obviously going to be different things. Number three, list 4 or 5 viable alternatives for each of these 150 benefits. So that's going to be even longer, right? You have to take the benefit, like getting a steady paycheck gives me security of mind, and then write 4 or 5 alternatives, right? So I wrote dividends give steady payouts, other things that give steady payouts, right? So, and you have to do that for each of the 150. So that's going to take a long time, yeah. So we might be doing this for a while. Because I'm going to keep doing this till I finish it. Because it's important to me. And it should be important to you if you really want to do what you want to do. Okay, identify your highest values. So that's a whole different exercise. Family, health, fitness, growing up and learning new things. That's my highest value. And then that one you have to do. Link the 5 most frequent and most viable alternatives with your highest values. So you have to take your highest values and figure out how it links to the alternatives that you found. So being paid with dividends is one of my alternatives instead of having a job, right? And that would free up more time that I could spend with my family. So being paid with dividends, I have more time to exercise during races, spend time cooking home food. So these are ways that being paid with dividends can be associated to my highest value. That's how your bad habit is interfering with your highest values. Having a job takes time away from my family. Having a job creates stress that tires me out and keeps energy from my house. Number 7, identify subdictions, something you want to avoid remembering that is really painful in your life. So one thing I remembered is I used to be really poor and it sucked and I felt trapped into sharing living space with people I didn't like in order to. Okay, so that one you have to do these last, so you have to do it in order. So those are the steps. And if you missed it, just watch the replay, yeah? Okay. It's at my blog, like I said, candoitblog.com. So I'm going to go back to being live, which means you can see me from my seat. Okay. Thanks for joining me on this episode number 34 of Enjoy the Journey. I hope you're enjoying the journey of your life, and it's a very amazing life. Everything we do is for a purpose, right? So even this stage, if you have a job and you are releasing it, it's for a purpose, you know? I remember when I got my first job. Actually, this is my first full-time job that I'm doing right now, okay? I didn't used to have, I used to have different kinds of jobs, not this kind though. Is it my first? Maybe not. It's my first career job, I guess you could say. I used to work in a restaurant too, yeah. So I've had jobs. I used to work at universities and things like that. So it was fun. I mean, I was really happy when I got my job, and I'm still happy, you know, that I have it. So there are things in your life that, you know, are there for reasons, and I put mine here for a good reason. I wanted it. So now I have to understand why I want it so that I can let it go now for something better. And that's my journey. So what is your journey? And I hope this helps you on your journey. Thank you again for joining me this morning, and I apologize for being late when I started. Have a wonderful Friday. Aloha.